My God, I hate drugs.
President Rodrigo Duterte showing no sign of stopping his tirades against the Catholic Church and its leaders. A day after he called on the public to kill Catholic bishops and after his spokesman clarified the remark was said in jest, the president now has a dare for church leaders. Our senior correspondent Ina Andolong has more.
He's back at it, the president attacking the Catholic Church. He's even leveled up, now challenging members of the church to argue in public.
Hinahamon mo, let us quarrel openly. Kung demonyo ako, kayo ano? Religious? Tapos, come on, you shape up.
It's unclear for now if the president's recent tirades were triggered by a specific statement or action by the church. But the president is again lashing out at priests for calling out the killings in his drug war. He's attacked the church before and even previously vowed to end the harsh words. Clearly, that time's up. The palace says the president just gets upset when he sees the church lack of support for what he's done for the country. President Duterte's remark on Wednesday angered many, even if it was a joke.
Pero itong obispo ninyo, patayin ninyo, walang silbi yung mga yan. What they do is criticize.
The president's spokesman defends this, saying it's just how the president speaks.
It's only a hyperbole on the part of the president. We should be getting used to this president. He makes certain statements for dramatic effect.
Malacanang is confident the president's remarks won't entice violence against priests. At the 85th founding anniversary celebration of the Labor Department, more tirades. He accused priests of having families and claimed that second mass collections are used to support them. He also criticized the Bible.
You know, ang sumusulat ng Biblia, anak ka ng, that was 3,000 years ago. Anong pakialam noong mga na yun sa ating buhay ngayon? Totoo lang. Who were they? Napag-aral ba yun?
Months ago, President Duterte formed a team to dialogue with the Catholic Church and other religious groups to help explain where his tirades are coming from and in the process mend the apparent rift between him and religious leaders. Not much, however, has come from it. Instead of criticizing his words, Malacanang says the church should just try to dispute what the president says about them. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines says it would rather not comment on the president's latest pronouncements because doing so may just make matters worse. Ina Andolong, CNN Philippines.
Some netizens support President Duterte's stand on the Catholic Church. On Facebook, Eric Ranola says church leaders should respect the separation of church and state. He says the church should focus on its faithful's spiritual well-being and nothing else. Netizen Bon Festejo agrees with the president's comment that all church leaders do is criticize, when in fact Festejo says the government is doing good. But Mr. Duterte's kill bishops remark also irked some residents, some netizens. Albert Tumaneng says, quote, I really can't imagine any sane person supporting or defending his statement. Camille Navarro meanwhile asks, kapag nag-criticize, dapat patayin? What do you think about our top stories tonight? Send us a message at CNN Philippines. We're also live on Facebook. We'll read your comments at the end of the show. The Armed Forces clarifies Air Force Chief Galileo Quintanar will retire early. The statement comes after a group said Quintanar was relieved for opposing Malacanang's choice of helicopters to be purchased under the modernization program. Our Rex Remitio reports.
Defense and security blog Max Defense Philippines raises an alarm over a supposed unnamed person close to President Duterte meddling in the Air Force modernization program. The person wants the Air Force to buy the Augusta Westland armed light helicopters. Max Defense says the local representative of the UK-based company is close to the influential person. This is different from the Air Force's first choice, the Turkish-made attack helicopter. Air Force Chief Lieutenant General Galileo Quintanar defended their decision to go for the Turkish-made helicopters. Max Defense says this caused Quintanar's replacement by Lieutenant General Rosano Briguez.
General Briguez is a number one kasi yan sa klase nila, very intellectual.
Max Defense likened Quintanar's fate to that of former Navy flag officer in command, Vice Admiral Ronald Mercado. He was dismissed last year for supposed insubordination that resulted in the delay of a controversial multi-billion peso Frigate deal. But the military denies Quintanar was fired nor relieved over the Turkish helicopters. It says Quintanar stepped down so junior officers could be promoted, even if he was still supposed to retire in January 2020.
It was an internal matter between the officers. Nag-giveaway na siya because there are some junior officers who has to go up kasi maubusan na rin ng time.
On Max Defense's claims, De Toyato says it's false.
We take it as their opinion. At the end of the day, there will be 1,000 opinions, but it is still their own personal opinion.
With Brigues taking over the Air Force, the Philippine Military Academy Sinagtala class of 1986 virtually leads the armed forces, save for Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Benjamin Madrigal, who is their senior. Brigues' batchmates Lieutenant General Macairog Alberto leads the Army, Rear Admiral Robert M. Pedrad in the Navy, and Major General Alvin Pareño as Marine Chief. General Madrigal is from PMA Batch 1985. Rex Remitio, CNN Philippines.
Here are today's global headlines. New satellite images obtained exclusively by CNN reveal North Korea has significantly expanded a key long-range missile base. This is in the mountainous interior of the country. The images offer evidence that the area remains active and has been continuously upgraded. Despite months of talks, Pyongyang still hasn't followed through on denuclearization. Kim Jong-un has earlier promised to mass produce and deploy existing types of nuclear warheads in his arsenal. The late U.S. President George H.W. Bush is back home in Texas. Bush is at the St. Martin's Episcopal Church, where Texans are saying their final goodbyes. At the same church, family and friends held one last memorial service for Bush. The body of the 41st U.S. president will then be transported from Houston to College Station. He will be buried next to his wife of 73 years, Barbara, and his daughter, Robin. And Australian researchers say they developed a test that can detect cancer cells anywhere in the body, and it takes only 10 minutes. Scientists from the University of Queensland found that cancer forms a unique DNA structure when placed in water. Their test is able to tell whether or not that structure is present in the body. The researchers think their discovery could work faster than the current testing methods. But large clinical trials are still needed before the 10-minute test is used on humans. A group takes the pulse of young voters in Mindanao about the Bangsamoro Organic Law ahead of the campaign period for a plebiscite. Trisha Terada tells us most respondents are in favor of it.
Majority of the young voters in the proposed Bangsamoro region are for the Bangsamoro Organic Law in case the referendum is held today. This is based on a survey by non-government group International Alert. The survey was done on October 29th to November 19th in the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao and other areas that may be included in it. Results show 8 in 10 young people, or 86.5%, intend to participate in the plebiscite and will vote for the Bangsamoro Organic Law. 60% are in favor, whether or not they intend to vote. The Bangsamoro Law got substantial support from Lanao del Sur and Maguindanao, including towns in Lanao del Norte and some towns in North Cotabato. In the cities of Cotabato and Isabela, a little more than half favor the BOL.
Those who overwhelmingly support in the targeted new areas in Lanao del Norte are known base areas of the MILF, specifically of Commander Bravo. Okay, so that probably explains it.
However, there's apparent opposition from the provinces of Basilan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, and the towns of Midsayap, Carmen, and Pigcawayan in North Cotabato. The survey also found out majority are familiar with the organic law. And they say pressing issues that should be addressed are poverty, terrorism, corruption, rebellion, and crime. Supporters of the law are optimistic about its potential to create jobs.
It's clear from the data that the youth are quite knowledgeable. They will vote according to their understanding of the ball. Alam nila kahit na mag-support sila o hindi that the issue of terrorism and extremist groups might not be solved by the Bangsamoro Organic Law.
International Alert says the data suggests the youth vote will add to the base support of BOL. The youth comprises 57% of the entire voting base.
It's clear na kailangan talagang maging active doon sa engage with young people, so that they turn out to vote on January 21 and carry the yes vote.
Another survey will be conducted in the first week of January or 2 weeks before the plebiscite. Trisha Tarada, CNN Philippines.
The Zamboanga city government will file its position paper against petitions to include 2 of its villages in the Bangsamoro territory. The villages are Busay and Landangua in Sakol Island. Both have predominantly Muslim population. The Commission on Elections will hear the petitions tomorrow. Zamboanga is not included in the proposed Bangsamoro territory.